taken that way. But again, the whole reason why they organized, what were they marching for? Straight
True. So why not live it up? Why,
Exactly.
Yeah, why not enjoy it every minute of it every day? Because I was just thinking about this the other day.
Could you imagine The Purge lasting a year?
Oh wow! Excuse me,
Max.
Mad Max.
Yeah.
You would become Mad Max.
I could be that.
Yeah, I could see you being
I
Mad
could do
Max.
that.
Yeah.
I like the spiky, I could get like the metal spiked shoulder pads and the mohawk and everything.
Yeah, and then hang out with Tina Turner.
Welcome everybody to Two Couch Talk episode number 18.
Yep.
18,
Right, ladies and gentlemen.
4.5 months.
4.5 months.
We've been doing this.
Yeah, it's good
That's
times.
Crazy.
Good stuff. Quite a journey.
Yeah, it has.
Absolutely.
And we're glad to see Alex Busta back here on the couch with us. He's been out in the world saving as much wildlife as he can. Last week it was with the bees.
Yeah, last week.
The week
bees.
before that it was Africa and the lions and everything.
Uh-huh.
And then
before that
was
Antarctica.
The penguins and the seals and all that. I mean, dude, he's just trying to make the world a better place.
Yeah, you gotta do your part, man.
Yeah.
I'm racking up them frequent flyer miles. That's all.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule to come and join us on the couch again.
Absolutely. It's my pleasure. My pleasure.
All right, so let me introduce myself. If you guys are new to the show, I am Jared Mannche. I will be your host for today. I host all the even-numbered shows. To my right, we have Eli GaVinci Raw, a.k.a. the worst host on the show.
Oh.
Man, I've been gone for 2 weeks. That's still going on?
It's still going on, man.
Yeah, it's still going on.
It's like mom and dad fighting.
The couches are divided.
They're still divided.
They're still
we have
divided.
not come to a ceasefire yet.
What you, ladies and gentlemen, what you guys don't know at home is that there's actually a little gap right here that we refuse to let the couches touch.
We can't.
We can't. It's
We're not
official.
allowed to.
Yeah, that's what the there's you guys can't see below, but there's a cord. It's whoop.
Exactly. It divides us. I'm on my side, they're on their side, and that's how it's going to be. Okay? Good. Now, as I said earlier, Alex Busta is back with us.
Hey.
He is our permanent guest on the show. He can come back whenever he wants. He can leave whenever he wants.
Absolutely.
That's what he does.
I've got the freedom of flight.
Exactly.
There you go.
Exactly. All right. He is like
U.S. Airlines or any of the airplane companies. If you want to, support this show, let us know in the comments below. I mean, we would love a sponsorship from, Alex is racking up points here. He's helping you guys out. How about you help us out, especially him trying to save the planet?
We'll even fly the couches out to different places.
Yeah.
There you go.
And then we can do the podcast wherever.
On location.
On location.
I like it. 2 couch on the beach.
2
couch at the Grand Canyon. 2 couch on Kilimanjaro.
Mount Kilimanjaro. That's it.
Sounds
Mount
good to
Fuji.
me.
Let's do
Mount Fuji.
Watch out,
Yosemite.
We're coming.
We're coming.
Okay.
World tour. Be on the lookout.
Yeah. All right. So with that out of the way, we're going to jump right into the topics. I'll be starting off today. And my topic is going to be dead artists.
Dead artists. All right, ladies and gentlemen, 8 minutes begins now.
All right. So for a little more context, I'm talking about why is it that so many artists, whether it be like actual like painters or music creators, why is it that their brand, their stuff gets so big after they die, and why weren't they recognized while they were still alive?
That's a
so
good.
like
That is.
we have like Johann Sebastian Bach. He wasn't that big when he was still alive, but he got very big afterwards. Or Vincent van Gogh, or Galileo, or we have like rappers like Lil Peep. He died, I don't know, like 3 years ago, I think.
Something like that, yeah.
Or we have XXXTentacion. He died last year, I think.
Something like that, yeah.
And now their music is way bigger than it ever was when they were still alive.
Yeah.
So why is that?
Shout out to Nipsey Hussle, may he rest in peace.
Oh, big facts, man. Big facts. No printers. Only facts.
Yeah.
Only facts. Wow.
Ah, you got it.
Beautiful. Finely crafted. So, I mean, I think some of that you can kind of attribute to, there is that age-old adage, you don't know what you've got till it's gone. And, as consumers, media consumers, people who, now that we have cell phones that have access to the internet, you could view 100 masterpieces in a minute just by swiping through images on your phone. And so we've gotten to a point where we're very able to take a lot of things for granted and kind of depend on having them there as a mainstay, especially if it's something that you grew up with. Like, I know we were talking the other day about when Chester Bennington passed away.
Oh yeah.
And it's not at all that Linkin Park, had not hit a very high status in the music world, but I think once that happened, people go through that shock and of thinking like, wow, I'm never gonna get to hear another new album from this person again, or I'm never going to get to see a new painting from this person again. And it kind of makes you re-examine what they actually did and what they put out while they were alive, and you kind of develop a more special appreciation for it because that's it. That's the collection. There's not going to be anything new added to this, with the exception of, you have like artists like Jimi Hendrix or Frank Zappa, who were in the studio so much and they had their own studios that they were able to create all these things that never even got released in their lifetime. So you have the opportunity to hear, posthumous releasings of recordings and things like that they never actually put out while they were alive. But since they had such, we'll call it a creative overflow, because
that's
they
good.
were,
I like that. Yeah, that's really good.
They were that type of a creator that, we're very fortunate that we're still able to experience new things from them, even though they're gone. But I do think that's a big part of it. You don't know what you have until it's not there anymore, and that really makes you reappreciate to a higher extent what they had done during the course of their life.
Yeah.
And shout out to Chester from being from Arizona too. Yeah. So that's a huge thing. He's like one of the few artists who's actually made it out of Arizona successfully.
Went to Greenway, right? Greenway High School.
He went to Greenway. And then even like Stevie Nicks, shout out to Stevie Nicks. I know she, we're not talking about dead artists, but just people who made it out of Arizona who's successful and all that. Stevie Nicks, shout out to her. Music I grew up on because of my mom. But besides that, I concur to that. It's like what you don't know how good of music it is, or even learn appreciation of it, or you're just like a young kid who doesn't really into music that much, and then all of a sudden this name pops up. It's like, well, who's this person? Let me go find out their discography. And you find out, oh my God, I love this music. I've never heard this music before. This is what it's about. Like, oh my God, this speaks to me on volumes and levels I never knew existed. Maybe because your family didn't listen to that, or maybe you're just it was too rough or too dark for your family to want, and then you hear it and it just speaks to you on levels that you never heard of in your life because you're not used to this type of world, and then you get introduced to it, and then just like Alex said, it's then you as yourself partake in this world that unfortunately now is limited to, and it's just a little disappointing, but at the same token, you're grateful for what they did put out, and because of that you have some music there to actually really consume and just really enjoy and dissect.
Well, another one that I just thought of was like Robin Williams. All of his movies and stuff that he did, his stand-up comedy acts and all of that. I'm not taking anything away from him. Like, he was, at the very top. If you've said Robin Williams to basically anybody, they knew who you were talking about.
Yeah.
But it's like, if I ever go back and watch the original Aladdin, or do you guys know the movie RV?
Haven't seen that one. No.
Okay. Well, it has Robin Williams.
Good old Robin Williams.
Robin Williams. So it has him in it, and it's like whenever I watch those movies, it's like, man, like that. I'm never getting this again.
Yeah.
Like this is all I have.
Right.
Or
and in reality, you don't want it in a different way either. Like you don't want this person mimicking that him.
Yeah.
You want it him for what he
exactly.
gave. Yeah.
I think that's why I was pretty apprehensive on seeing the new Aladdin movie with Will Smith as the genie, because I don't want that image that I have of Robin Williams being the genie to not, I guess, like go away.
Mm-hmm.
But
you don't want it to replace it with
exactly
anything. Yeah.
Exactly. Or it's like when I listen to Linkin Park music, I kind of like listen to the lyrics more, and I don't know if I'm like over analyzing it, but I almost like hear like depressed lyrics because he did commit suicide. So like, I don't know, if you listen to the lyrics in some of his later albums, you kind of hear like kind of depressive lyrics. Like one of the last songs that he released was One More Light, and that's like all about like suicide and like self-harm and everything. And it's kind of I don't know, it's just like it makes you, I don't know, realize kind of what they might have been going through.
In hindsight, it makes it seem like people should have picked up on warning signs.
Cry for help.
Exactly. It's like, you know, how did, you know, I listened to it and I'm like, how did people not see this or not understand what he was trying to say, and, you know, gone to like, you know, help him or anything like that. So
right.
Oh, that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Would you gentlemen like to use your 5?
I'm good.
I'm okay with that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
We went through that one pretty good.
Pretty good. All right, ladies and gentlemen, what would you guys like to talk about with that? You know, feel free to comment below, ask a few questions. Who was your guys' favorite artist, regardless of music or regardless to painting or whatever? Like, what were some people that we didn't mention that you guys feel that maybe we should look at and maybe like talk about? And you know, we would really appreciate that.
I would even like to hear people's ideas on who was just not appreciated in their own time.
Exactly.
And then when they passed and the you know, society caught up with what they were actually doing and then started appreciating it then. I'd like some examples of that. Yeah. That'd be great.
Edgar Allan Poe.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, definitely.
All right.
So that was my topic, dead artists, or what, you know, why they got so big afterwards. We're going to move on to Mr. Alex Busta.
All right.
Mr. Alex Busta, what would your topic like to be today?
Man, first one in 2 weeks, and I'm going to do something that is very recent. Today, I would actually like to talk about the Straightpride parade that went down in Boston yesterday.
Nice.
Okay.
All right. So 8 minutes begins now.
So just kind of a little background. This organization did end up going through the proper channels to be able to have a permit to have a parade.
Okay, so it wasn't one spontaneous or nothing like that.
No, and obviously Boston was not allowed to deny them licensing to be able to do something like that, because they're not allowed to discriminate against a gathering like that based on ideals. For the most part, it has to be, they consider more the functionality of the event rather than what it's based around, because of course we have freedom of speech.
Okay.
So 200 to 300 people showed up for this event in downtown Boston. Straightpride parade. Ironically enough, not very many women at the Straightpride parade. It was what you could refer to as a sausage fest. But
a sausage party, if you will.
Sure.
Yeah.
And there was about 1,000 counter protesters to the 200 to 300 people marching in the Straightpride parade. Now, what I want to talk about with you guys is just kind of your feelings overall on the event. You know, what do you you think it should have been allowed to go down, or if they should have tried to stop it? What do you think? Do you think there is relevance in holding a parade for a non-discriminated against majority in our society? What are your guys' thoughts on that?
Well, I think that I don't know. I think it's just a bad idea in general. Nobody's like, oh my God, this guy is straight. Are you serious? Like, what the hell, man? Like, you can't work here, or you can't get married.
We're not going to make this cake for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you're straight. What is something? Are you messed up? Do you need to be sent to a camp, or, stuff like that?
Yeah, exactly.
And especially when it is, the vast majority of the world, I would say, is straight.
Mm-hmm.
That it's not really like you need to get information out about it, or you're not trying to inform people about it.
Mm-hmm.
It was basically, they called it Straightpride parade, but in my mind it was basically like, hey, we don't like gay people, or we don't like bi people, or we don't like transsexual people. I think the way I would look at it is it's kind of like a slap in the face to the
people
LGBTQ plus.
Good job.
I think that's what, right?
You got all the letters.
Okay, cool.
Well done.
To that whole like organization. I mean, I don't know if it's for lack of a better term, organization.
Sure.
It's that like, hey, if you can do it, we can do it too.
And we'll do it better. Watch this.
We'll do it better.
Yeah.
But there's no need for it. And as he said, the numbers just in terms of people showing up really showed that.
True. Yeah. I agree with, like, the very last thing you were saying, Alex, I was just like, verbatim what I would say is exactly what you said, where it's like, these people are not being discriminated against. It's more or less like, poor me, so I'm going to have this event because I feel inadequate because these people are trying to fight for something that I don't believe in. So F you, because I don't get it. And it's just like, that's just not right. Well, in my opinion, it's not right. I don't know other people don't feel that way, but
sure,
it's not, just think about it logically. Like, these people are trying to fight for their own sexuality, their own identity, and you guys don't get that. Like, it's really just have an understanding of human beings. Like, you got to have some type of understanding that every single human being is going to be different in some shape or form, and respect them, whether they're yellow, purple, white, black, blue, whatever. That we're all human.
Right.
At the end of the day.
And it is very unfortunate that concept seems to be so hard for people to understand nowadays.
To grasp, yes.
I see it as a double-edged sword. This whole thing, because on the one side, yes, we live in the United States of America. We have certain inalienable rights that we are allowed to have as citizens of this country.
Yeah.
And one of those is to be free of persecution for your beliefs. Another one is the right to speech, to be able to vocalize what is on your mind. So I think that it was a good thing that, it's hard to say it with a straight face, but I do think it was a good thing that Boston allowed this to happen, because you can't deny somebody's right to free speech, whether they're gay, straight,
exactly,
black, white.
Yeah.
I think Boston definitely made a smart move here in terms, because they didn't, if they had shut it down and said no, then everybody goes after them. The
city would have been sued.
And
the city would have been sued.
The city, the mayor, like all of the elected officials and everything, like, and all of them would have been gunned for.
And in which case they could flip it and say that, well, see, the city is discriminating against straight people.
Right. Yeah. Our rights are being sequestered because they're not seen as being important enough to be able to have a march.
Exactly. So they just passed it on. They were like, okay, you do what you want. It's
Yeah.
probably not a good idea, but it's not us.
Right.
We,
Yeah.
You can do whatever you want.
Do whatever you want,
and that's the
you take the
thing
heat.
And that's the other thing too is, yes, as a citizen of the USA, we do have this again inalienable right to free speech, but that applies to assholes as well.
Yeah, unfortunately.
That
Right on the nose.
and that being said, this event wasn't necessary. Straight people don't get persecuted for their lifestyle or orientation. It's the social, well, I guess we'll call it the majority. It's the social norm
Yes. Yeah.
to be straight. That being said, I've never had a point in my life, because I'm straight, Eli's straight, Jared's straight. I've never had a point in my life where I've ever felt like I've had to defend that orientation.
Yeah, I've never.
Ever.
Yeah.
I never had gay people come up to me and be like, "My God, you're straight. Like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like, are you serious? You're really kissing right here in public
Yeah.
with your girlfriend or your wife? Like, that's disgusting. You should go do that somewhere else."
Right.
And yet not you people, excuse me. People can't put themselves in those shoes too and see it, like how awful that would feel if someone was doing that to you, or even being made fun of in some type of capacity, but you can't see the in a way you're doing it. It's just,
I think people are getting upset about this because, I'm going to use my 5.
Okay.
All right.
All right. That was quick.
All right.
So, Mr. Alex Busta is using his 5 minutes.
I think people are getting upset about this because you can paint it as a issue of freedom of speech if you want to paint it in that light,
In that capacity,
it could be taken that way. But again, the whole reason why they organized, what were they marching for? Straights' rights? I mean,
which they already have.
right.
Yeah.
This
Yeah,
has been
there's
granted
not-
to us for ever, because we've never been the counterculture,
Exactly.
or I guess, I don't know if that's the right term for it, but it feels right to me.
Right.
And it just sucks that people are able to utilize this this cry for pseudo equality to be able to feel comfortable saying, we're straight and we're proud. I mean, I just don't understand.
That's great and all. You can be proud that you're straight.
Yeah,
But you don't have to make a whole parade about it.
Nobody at that parade should have felt attacked or like their rights were being stripped away from them in one way or another, because as a society we do typically cater to the straight orientation. And that's what the LGBTQ movement is all about, is trying to create a society and raise awareness that these people have been going through a lot their entire lives and have been persecuted for something that realistically to them is not a choice. That's just part of who they are.
Yeah.
They are, I am brown, I need glasses, and I like women. And that's just, those are things that are factual statements about me.
Yeah.
And none of those things I can change. It's just the same in the instance with, somebody who's been homosexual and has had society try and steer the ship this way, but their whole life they've always felt kind of not in the flow of that stream.
Exactly.
And because of those feelings, they are either persecuted for having them, can be persecuted for having them openly, or be in fear of persecution and trying to keep all that stuff bottled inside and live your life as somebody who you're not.
Yeah.
And that's the big reason why they have pride parades and things like that, is to try and create awareness and a more comfortable atmosphere just in society between and try and dissolve the stigma of homosexuality, which there shouldn't be one anyways.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But
it was created a long time ago.
It was a long time ago, exactly. And we're just all human. Just,
right.
You know.
I mean, I have multiple gay friends, and one of my friends that I've literally known in my entire life, as long as I can remember, and he's gay, and his mom said that she knew that he was gay when he was like still like a toddler, like 3-4 years old. She was like, yeah, he's gay. She said it was like something he said, or it was like, I don't know, it was like, but it didn't change how she felt about him. It didn't change how he grew up.
Right.
You know, and he's happy. He's in college. I believe this is his senior year. And, you know, and I didn't feel any different about him. When I found out, I figured he was straight until I was like, I don't know, I think I found out when I was like 16 or 15 or something, when he finally came out, and I was like, okay.
Cool.
I was like, all right.
Yeah.
And is that it?
Yeah, you're still the same person I knew before. So what's the difference?
I was like, wait, am I supposed to be like, you know, appalled or shocked or happy or I don't? You just okay.
All you want to say is, yeah, good. Okay, man. Cool.
Yeah,
good
cool.
for you. Thanks for letting me know. Keep doing your thing.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're happy.
It doesn't affect me.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I think that's another fear that especially heterosexual men have, because there's a lot of homophobia that goes on in our modern society, being around gay people. And it's
I want to use my 5. I've just thought of something for another 5.
I use a 5.
Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is actually all right. Let's see if GaVinci Raw pulls his 5 too out of
okay.
at the end. All right, let's go.
So I thought of something for another 5 and I wanted to say it. So like, I've been around a lot of gay people in my life, and some of them have like complimented me and said, you know, hey, I like your hair, or I like the way you dress, or, you know, you look good today. And I'm like, oh, cool, thanks. You know, I appreciate it. I don't take it as like oh, you're trying to like sleep with me.
What, are you coming on to me?
Yeah, it's like
that's very conceited.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah. It's like, I don't know. In my mind, I was like, oh, well, you know, maybe if he likes it, maybe like she'll like it.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. My sisters told me that if a gay guy is attracted to you in any capacity, that means you're a very attractive person. And if they say to you, you dress good, or do you do this or you do that, you take it as one of the biggest compliments, because they have an eye for it that you don't, and you're able to pull it off.
Exactly. It makes me feel pretty good. I was like, oh, cool, thank you, I appreciate it. But it didn't make me feel like weird or anything.
Yeah.
See, and that's the thing too, because anybody who gets an odd feeling from somebody like that, or from a situation like that, like, hey man, you're dressed really nice today. No, I mean, but that's always seemed sad to me, because again, like I said, that seems incredibly conceited. Just because a person is attracted to the gender you happen to be a part of, that doesn't mean shit that person wants to sleep with you just because you're a man.
Exactly.
I don't think every woman thinks that I'm attractive. I don't think that every straight woman thinks that I'm attractive because I'm part of the gender that they would want to be
exactly.
with.
Yeah, exactly.
That is stupid. And that's that's such a big part of why this whole thing is going on, because we have this this issue with confusing we have these weird mixed up feelings about masculinity and what it means to be I feel like a lot of heterosexual people who are homophobic, and I do have to make that specification, because me, Eli, Jared, many heterosexual people have no problem with gay people. They're just people. But homophobes have the issue of making that assumption, shit, this dude's gay and he just looked at me for 2 seconds. I bet he wants to screw me. what the hell gave you that impression?
I know.
You're just in their you're just in their
Wait.
field of vision. It doesn't have anything to do with that. In a conversation doesn't necessarily mean this person's coming on to you or anything. Like, they're just trying to communicate just the same as the three of us are doing right now.
Just having a
Exactly.
conversation. Yeah.
If
Or
one
like-
of us randomly was gay, we would still do this show.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely.
It would not make a difference.
No, not one bit.
Or if we brought like a gay person on here.
Speaking
so
of
what?
which, in the future, there is a plan to have a person on the show with a specific topic, but we'll not spoil nothing. Just a heads up.
Yeah.
In the
Just
future,
tune
just
in for the future
a
episodes.
future episode.
But it's like I'll give, while we're all at work, as you guys can see, I have long hair, I have piercings and everything, and I'll see another guy who has like long hair like me. I'll be like, dude, I like your hair. How long have you been growing it out? He's like, oh, it's been like 2.5 years. And I'm like, nice, man. It takes a lot, doesn't it? And he's like, yeah, sometimes I wish I had short hair. And I was like, dude, I'm with you. But it's like, I'm not trying to get with him. Or
Yeah,
like
he's-
I'll give a girl a compliment like, yo, like I really like your dress. Like your sundress is super cool. And she's like, oh, cool. Thank you. I appreciate it. And it's not like I'm trying to sleep with you. I'm just like, I like your dress.
If you rewind time and go back to episode 3, I think it was for us, or 2, but we discussed this not on the the other side of the spectrum, but that just because you pay a compliment to a person, especially from a female to a male, a lot of they have a bad tendency of, oh wow, she smiled at me and said hello, that must mean she wants me bad. It's not like
It's
that.
not
it
like that,
doesn't work
man.
like that. Human beings, like, just because you get paid a compliment, matter of fact, you know what? If you really like that girl or feel that she's like that, then use that as a starting point to create conversation and see if you guys really like each other.
Right.
All right.
All
So
right.
Alex and I both used our 5. GaVinci Raw, will you use your 5?
No, I think we're good. I think
Okay.
we got it out
Alright.
there.
It only
Very,
took us,
very good topic.
it only
We
took
did-
us
from
18 minutes.
We did get a little
Give or
we
take.
did get a little off. We went off into just kind of the
Yeah, but I
away from the actual parade, but that's a good starting.
Still
I think
good,
it was a
yeah.
good transition though.
Exactly.
It's not like we went all the way out to left field. It was like, oh, we went from first base to second base.
And then,
Right.
And then came back. It was no big deal.
Thank you for sticking with us, dude.
Saying,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
That was a long one. Okay.
Yeah, we're supposed to shorten the show, not extend it.
I know, right?
All right.
So we're gonna move on to first, that was Alex Busta's topic, the Straightpride parade, and everything else that we
And
talked about.
How do you guys feel about it? Do you feel it was ignorant? Do you feel, or are you guys on the spectrum that you felt that it was a good thing? And if so, let us know down below. Tell us what you think. That's
Yeah.
what the whole point of the show is, to talk about it. So let's talk about it.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna move on to GaVinci Raw, aka Eli, and
What do you got for us?
what do you
What
got?
do you got?
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So this one's a little bit different. Might be a little left field depending on how you look at it. But let's talk about asteroids. Recently, there's been a lot of postings. Let me start this timer. 8 minutes starts now. That there's an asteroid potentially going to, basically destroy Earth. There's rumors that there's one about the size of a car that's going to enter our atmosphere, but it's going to dissipate and it's going to be nothing. How do you guys feel about those ideas? Do you guys worry about those ideas, that there's potentially an asteroid going to destroy the Earth? Or do you feel like it's just hoopla, our atmosphere will break it apart, we'll be fine?
Well, I don't know. I know asteroids do lose a lot of their mass when going through the atmosphere, like burning up.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know exactly how big it has to be, but an asteroid already hit Earth once.
Yeah.
Who's to say it can't do it again?
And then the most recent one was the one in Russia,
I think it was Russia.
or I forget exactly where in Russia, but yeah, because they had the video of it. Actually, you could see it
Mhm.
like that through the building. Look it up online if you haven't seen it, YouTube, etc. But yeah, you see it, and it sounds like a loud, like a rocket almost, or something
Yeah.
real loud, and it shook the building. You could see it like that, and actually hit.
Jeez.
The crater itself wasn't bad. It was like the one that was online that they made was like this huge, massive crater, and there was flames and cars exploding. And that's all. It was all fake. That was all fake. You could see the real crater. It wasn't that bad. And it just gives you like food for thought that this thing was like the size of a basketball, and then it only made this size of a crater. So, that concept of thoughts kind of like puts certain things to rest of like death coming from an asteroid is certain sizes, because they made it seem like something like the size of a golf ball could destroy a town or something. And it's like, well, that's just proof it's not true. This thing was the size of a basketball, and it didn't do that.
Exactly. It'd have to be pretty big. But I don't know. I'm not really too worried about it. I feel like it'd be a quick death. I mean, wouldn't really have to
flash of a light, and that's it. It's over. Just a Thanos snap.
Yeah,
exactly.
Well, over for half the people anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
Now, I as far as like, do you worry about those kinds of things or stuff like that? I mean, you could if you wanted to. Just the same as every time you get into a car, you could have a crippling fear of being taken out every second that you're on the road. It's just one of those things that, especially in terms of like an asteroid strike on Earth, if it's unavoidable, it's unavoidable.
Yeah, it's not
right.
like we can just move Earth out of the way.
Your car.
Let's just push real hard one direction, you guys. It will work.
Right. I mean, if that's the case, your card's already been pulled. So
yeah.
True. So why not live it up? Why,
exactly.
Yeah. Why not enjoy it every minute of it every day? Because I was just thinking about this the other day. If a meteor would say like tomorrow, you find out this one's it. We're done.
Okay.
Would you be completely content and happy with your life right now? And, and truthfully, the answer is no, then you need to get to living. If the answer is yes, then, strap, put your seatbelt in and enjoy the rest of the ride.
Exactly. No, I mean, like shooting stars, they're just like little tiny asteroids or meteors or that are burning up in the atmosphere, and that's what causes like the trail and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry to break the illusion to all the kids out there. Yeah, it's not like the little star that goes above, like on ABC. It says more, and it's like, no, it's not like that. It's just a little rock that you see. Ooh, sorry,
that was not the sound.
That was not the timer. That was somebody giving me a call. I just broke the
unprofessional.
Very unprofessional. Just broke the illusion. I'm off the show now. It's now Jared Mannche and Busta show.
Yeah, we're not gonna fight as much, so
exactly.
It'll be a lot
Alex
smoother.
can come join me on this couch whenever he wants to.
Don't do it, Alex. Don't do it.
But like those happen all the time.
Yeah,
like literally all the time. Like pretty much every night somewhere in the world, you will see multiple shooting stars going across the sky.
Yeah, nonstop. Especially if you're like out in the forest or something like that where there's no light pollution.
Right.
You see it constantly.
Yeah, it's not. So it's not anything. I don't know. It's not anything that I think about on a daily basis.
It's not conducive to a healthy lifestyle.
Exactly.
To always think about how you're going to die.
Yeah, exactly.
We know it's coming for all of us. That is the very last part of life is death, and but you can't live it right if that's what's on your mind the entire time.
Yeah,
exactly. So,
I mean, it is possible that's something that could happen in the future. NASA, please keep on watching the skies for us.
Yeah, at least like give me a warning or something. Like give me like 2 days. That I can go do whatever I want to do before it ends. But
I was to say, just to throw this out here, then would you guys feel better if they kept you in the dark and then you just look up in the sky and says, "What the hell's that?" Or would you feel more like if they give you guys like would say year, like to kind of prep and everything?
I think I'd be more happy knowing that it would happen like on this day and like to go and do whatever I gotta do because
I think
right now where I'm at, I feel I would still be doing the same the same shit. I'd be stuck at the same job. I'd be trying to find a new one. I'd be living my boring life playing video games. Then all of a sudden like hey,
I need to go live. And
30 minutes later there's a news report pops up. Hey, you're dying in 30 minutes. It's like,
good luck.
well, shit, I would have liked to know, man.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay, go ahead.
that is an interesting way to look at it for sure. Consider, because I know you were thinking.
Yeah, I was
what
like,
I'm
I know what
thinking.
you're gonna. Yeah.
Consider the world that you would live in for that year.
That'd be great.
Dude, the chaos of people going nuts and trying to kill each other for food and trying to stock up and trying to build bunkers and stuff.
It
Dude,
People would
it
be going nuts.
No, but see, I don't think people would do that, because like, if NASA would tell us, hey, this thing is going to destroy the Earth, like not like oh, it's going to cause like a massive like tremor or something across the Earth and it's going to kill everybody, but the Earth is still going to be there, so there might be a chance if you live, if you go down deep enough, or if you prepare enough or something like that, like it will destroy the Earth.
Yeah, but that's not going to stop the billionaires to build rocket ships and these bunkers and things like. I mean, people. It will cause mass chaos, dude. That's the reason why. Like, I kind of threw that idea out there. I personally think, and Alex is, from my understanding, sounds like he's with me too. I think it would cause people to go berserko.
Could you imagine a year? Could you imagine the purge lasting a year?
Oh wow.
Because why would it be anything else?
Yeah, because there's no rules no more. More or less.
Remember, one of the best lines that was ever said in any movie ever was by.
Oh, I need to hear this. 5 minutes starts now.
All right, was by Tommy Lee Jones in Men in Black when Will Smith, finds out that aliens are a real thing, and he's like, well, why not? Why wouldn't you just tell people? Why, they're smart. They can figure it out for themselves. And Tommy Lee Jones says a person is smart. People are dumb, panicky, dangerous idiots, and you know it. And it's true. Can you imagine the mob culture that would form around what I would call, I've never had a chance to use this word, pre-apocalyptic, in a pre-apocalyptic world, when when your card is up? What the hell does it matter what you do? It doesn't. There can be no consequences. Why would there be trials for crimes or anything like that? And why would you get put in jail? There's not going to be cops to come find you. They're doing their thing too.
Yeah.
There's not going to be a judicial system to charge you. They're doing their thing too. Because in the end day or end times, I guess, people are concerned with taking care of what's most important to them and doing so by whatever means are necessary.
Yeah, and then this is a food for thought too. Food's going to completely go away, because why am I going to still keep working and producing food for you or me or whomever when I need to take care of my family? So I'm going to scrounge up my food, take it home, and stop working because I want to live the rest of this year by my life and existence. And now this food production's completely halted.
Okay, well, can I just know? Can NASA just tell me? That way I can go do whatever I want to do and then not tell anybody else? But
well, you know the old sentiment. It's did I say it correct? But it's ignorance is bliss. So the more ignorance is out there, it's like, well, then they don't know. So what's the difference?
Yeah, no, I totally get where you guys are coming from, and it makes sense. But then I would want to be the Men in Black people who know what's happening.
Right.
I would want to be part of that and want to know what's happening and do something with my life without anybody else knowing. They can live all ignorant and stuff, but like, that's not how I would want to go.
No, exactly.
But I understand that whole like mob mentality of, well, why wouldn't I steal this nice TV, or why wouldn't I kill this guy that
really bugged you, because
that really pissed me off, because it's not like it's gonna matter in a year.
Nope.
Right.
Yeah.
And so,
someone could bust in the door right now and beat us all up on camera, on footage.
Yeah.
Take it home and then release it on YouTube and be like, the new show, Two Couch Cock Getting Robbed, and this is what happens.
Exactly. It's not like it would change anything. It's not like
our highest point in an episode.
Yeah. Our most viewed episode.
Yeah, most viewed ever.
But it's not like the police would do anything about it. It's like, why would they?
Yeah, they're not getting paid no more.
Exactly.
I mean, I guess they could technically, but the person who's probably running that department's like, I'm out of here, dude. Like, I'm not gonna be here.
I gotta go take care of my family. I gotta go do my own shit. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. So I mean, I feel like if society did know and they had, we had an entire year, shit would collapse.
Go berserk,
Just
yeah.
collapse. And once that collapse happened, then there'd be no coming back. Because what's the point?
Yeah.
Why are you going to try and regenerate something that's just going to get blasted into stardust anyways?
Mm-hmm.
What is the purpose of that?
Mm.
So if you knew and you had that year, I can definitely understand wanting to go forth and, you want to experience things. Like if you've never seen the Grand Canyon, you want to maybe go check that out. You want to, if you've never been in love, you want to find a significant other, or there are things that people just want to experience before they die. But there's a lot of things that would get counted out. People wouldn't care about money anymore, because if you want something, you'd probably steal it. People wouldn't care about not committing crimes anymore, because what's the point?
Yeah.
You really gonna throw me in
No,
jail?
that makes sense.
Every person who would get thrown in jail would be a death sentence. Then
He,
again, the entire planet has a death sentence.
Jared would become Mel Gibson and was it Road Warrior or Mad Max? Excuse me, Mad Max.
Yeah.
You would become Mad Max.
I could be that.
Yeah, I could see you being
I
Mad
could do
Max.
that.
Yeah.
I like the spiky, I could get like the metal spiked shoulder pads and the mohawk and everything.
Yeah, and then hang out with Tina Turner.
You did say you wanted a motorcycle.
I did want a motorcycle.
Yeah, you could just go to whatever dealership you want, and that's it.
Yeah, exactly. I'll just take it.
Pick it up.
But I would still be pretty pissed if I looked up at the sky and 30 minutes later the Earth explodes. I'd be pretty mad because, like, why did I just do all of this
just for meh?
Just for meh.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, universe does not care.
Exactly. Exactly.
There's not gonna be enough matter of you to matter anymore.
Mm-hmm. It's funny.
Be grateful for
It's
the
funny.
universe. Because the universe
Live
only gives you one shot.
Live your life, because if an asteroid comes down 30 minutes from now, would you be happy?
Yeah, and
I
real
wouldn't
talk,
be
if you
happy.
ever see Jared start acting weird and like fulfilling a bunch of life goals, like
Start
quit
doing
fire,
Yeah.
you need to get your shit in order, because that means something's
And-
coming.
Yeah,
let's be-
something's happening.
Let's be honest with you. He would tell us, so we would the show would probably air 1 or 2 more times after that, and then you'll never see us again.
Yeah.
So if the show randomly disappears, you know what happened.
You know what happened.
Go panic and do whatever you need to do.
All right. So that's it. We used all of our 5 minutes.
Big show
Which
today.
is,
Yeah,
show, yeah.
For a short one, it turned rather long.
I know,
No,
right?
Yeah.
Okay, so to recap, I had dead artists and why they became big after they died. Alex Busta had the Straightpride parade and rights and all of that other stuff that we talked about.
Mm-hmm.
GaVinci Raw had asteroids and like space and
Yeah, what would happen and all that.
what
yeah.
happened, all that stuff. So that's it.
That's it, ladies and gentlemen. That's the end of the episode.
Thank you guys for tuning in.
Yeah.
We appreciate you coming back every week. We see you guys, the recurring viewers.
We do see you guys, and we do see the comments. I know the most recent one was kind of late, but we will comment on it. We do apologize for that. Our media person's been kind of slacking, so don't worry, we'll get on
Alex.
him. He was out saving the bees. Can you be mad at him?
Yeah, I got a lot of stuff to do, man. I got a full plate.
That's
I'm
full
sorry.
plate.
I'm sorry.
You
I
know?
was just lashing out. My bad. I got to cool down. So we'll see you guys next week for episode number 19.
19, all right.
One away from 20.
1 from 20.
One less than
We're
18.
Yeah, we're officially legal today in this episode, so we're actually 18, legal age.
Almost can drink.
Almost can drink. Don't worry, 21's coming up.
Yeah. All right. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Please hit the like button, subscribe, comment down below, leave any suggestions for future episodes. Hit the post notification bell so you'll always be updated and alerted of our new uploads. We release every Thursday around like 2 o'clock or so. And that's it. All our social medias will be in the description down below.
And
Have a great day.
Yeah.
Thanks for being with us.
Yeah.
All right, you guys.
All right.
Peace.
Peace, guys.